Welcome to aminacademy.com. In human anatomy and physiology, let us discuss about peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system, PNS, refers to parts of the nervous system outside the brain and spinal cord. It includes the cranial nerves, spinal nerves, and their roots and branches, peripheral nerves, and neuromuscular junctions. The anterior horn cells, although technically part of the central nervous system (CNS), are sometimes discussed with the PNS because they are part of the motor unit. In the PNS, bundles of nerve fibers or axons conduct information to and from the CNS. The PNS is divided into the somatic and autonomic system. The somatic system includes sensory and motor pathways, whereas the autonomic system, which controls involuntary functions, has sympathetic and parasympathetic components that often have opposing effects on organs to maintain homeostasis. The part of the nervous system consists of 31 pairs of spinal nerves that originate from the spinal cord, 12 pairs of 12 pairs of nerves which originates from the brain, the automatic nervous system. Most of the nerves of the peripheral nervous system are composed of sensory fibers that transmit afferent impulses from sensory organs to the brain, or motor nerve fibers that transmit efferent impulses from the brain to the effector organs, the skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, and glands. Spinal nerves. 31 pairs of spinal nerves leave the vertebral canal by passing through the intervertebral foramina formed by adjacent vertebrae. They are named and grouped according to the vertebrae with which they are associated. 8 cervical, 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar, 5 sacral, 1 coccygeal. Although there are only 7 cervical vertebrae, there are 8 nerves because the first pair leaves the vertebral canal between the occipital bone and the atlas, and 8 pair leaves below the last cervical vertebra. Thereafter, the nerves are given the name and number of the vertebra immediately above. Now, let us discuss further about peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system (PNS) is the network of nerves located outside the brain and spinal cord. It acts as a communication channel relaying information between the central nervous system (CNS) and the rest of the body. The PNS includes cranial nerves, spinal nerves, and all their branches. It's responsible for both carrying sensory information to the CNS and transmitting motor commands from the CNS to muscles or and glands. Here are more information of key concepts. Nerve. What is nerves? Bundles of nerve fibers that transmit signals throughout the body is called nerve. Nerves are bundles of nerve fibers that act as a communication pathways in the body, transmitting signals between the brain and spinal cord, the central nerve system, and the rest of the body. These signals allow us to feel sensation, move our muscles, and maintain various bodily functions. Cranial nerves. 12 pairs of nerves that originate from the brain and mostly serve the head and neck, but some, like the vagus nerves, extend further. Cranial nerves are a set of 12 paired nerves that emerge directly from the brain, including the brainstem and relay information between the brain and various parts of the head, neck, and trunk. These nerves are crucial for functions like sight, smell, taste, hearing, and facial movement. Spinal nerves. 31 pairs of nerves that emerge from the spinal cord and innervate the rest of the body. Spinal nerves are a crucial part of the peripheral nerve system connecting the spinal cord to the rest of the body. They are responsible for transmitting sensory information like touch, temperature, and pain to the brain and carry motor commands from the brain to muscles and other body parts. There are 31 pairs of spinal nerves, each emerging from the spinal cord through spaces between the vertebrae. Ganglia. What is ganglia? Clusters of nerve cell bodies located outside the CNS. It's called a ganglia. The ganglia is the plural form of ganglion, which refers to the group of nerve bodies located outside the central nervous system CNS, especially within the peripheral nervous system PNS. They act as relay stations, receiving signals from sensory neurons or controlling muscles and glands. Ganglia are crucial for various bodily functions, including sensory perception, movement, and autonomic control. Somatic nerve system controls voluntary movements of skeletal muscles. The somatic nerve system, SNS, is a part of peripheral nervous system responsible for voluntary movement and sensory information processing. It connects the central nervous system, brain and spinal cord to skeletal muscles and sensory receptors in the skin and other areas. Essentially, it allows us to move our bodies to and perceive the world around us through senses like touch, sight, smell, taste, and sound. Autonomic nervous system regulates involuntary bodily functions like heart rate, digestion, and breathing. The autonomic nervous system is further divided into the autonomic nervous system is a component of the peripheral nervous system that regulates involuntary physiologic process including heart rate, blood pressure, respiration, digestion, and sexual arousal. It contains three automatically distinct divisions: sympathetic, parasympathetic, and enteric. Sympathetic nerve system, often associated with the fight or flight response. The sympathetic nervous system is a crucial part of the autonomic nervous system responsible for the body's fight or flight response. It activates during times of stress or danger, preparing the body for action by increasing heart rate, blood pressure, and respiration, while also slowing down non essential functions like digestion. Parasympathetic nervous system, generally associated with the rest and digest response. Parasympathetic nervous system is here. The parasympathetic nervous system, PNS, is a division of the autonomic nervous system that helps regulate the body's rest and digest functions, promoting relaxation and energy conservation. It works in opposition to the sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the fight or flight response. The functions of the PNS: sensory input, receives information from sensory receptors throughout the body. For example, touch, temperature, pain, and transmits it to the CNS. Motor output transmits signals from the CNS to muscles, causing them to contract, and to glands, causing them to secrete. Homeostasis helps maintain a stable internal environment by regulating various bodily functions. So far, we discussed about nervous system. In that we'll discussed about the peripheral nervous system, PNS. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.